Barbara was my big sister. She was 5 years older than I. She was a very sweet, loving girl. And when she was, I think she was probably 16 when she took sick. And she had a steady boyfriend at the time named Everett Westgate. At first they thought that she only had pneumonia, but when they did x-rays they found out that she had tuberculosis, and she had a cavity in her left lung the size of a $50. And at that time they didn't know what to do with tuberculosis. So they took her to Bristol County Hospital in Attleboro, Mass. And she stayed there for about a year, and they tried all kinds of things, and nothing worked. And they told my mother that there was no hope, she was going to die. So my mother refused to give up, and so she had her transferred to Lone Lake Hospital.
June 18th, 1949. Dear Lorraine, the other night when the priest came, I didn't realize he'd be here so long. I kept wondering what time it was, and I didn't dare look at my watch. There's so much to being anointed. Hope I never need it again until I'm ready to kick the bucket. And I hope that won't be for years and years. I just finished writing my darling a long love letter. I hope he appreciates them. What a time I have trying to write what I mean. It's a wonder my letters to him don't burn the post office beyond repair. Mom was here today with Nana Bowie, Pop, Rita, and Nana Horton. I was sleeping like a log when they got here, so I had no lipstick on, my hair wasn't combed, well, I was a complete wreck. You know Nana Bowie. I looked uncomfortable, so she lifted my head and fixed my pillows. I felt like an invalid, honestly. She wouldn't let me move. But I did after. I love her. She's so darn sweet. Lots of love, Babs.
As the 1940s give way to the 50s, tuberculosis patients find new hope. The first effective drugs for treatment of the disease are introduced. One scientist wins the 1952 Nobel Prize in Medicine for his discovery of streptomycin, a potent antibiotic. In America, public fear begins to subside as more and more victims recover. Life is changing inside sanatoriums.
We had to have 6 needles a day, right in the bum, and 32 pills. And those pills were like this big. That was part of the treatment at that time. And it was so difficult to swallow those big old pills, and I hated it when they came in. And Clara and I, the beds were so close together because the rooms are so small. We used to hold hands, and they would give us the pills, and we would clench each other's hands so, you know, we could get the pills down or get the shots in. So we became like 2 little sisters, you know. We were very close, and we held hands going to sleep at night. And a few months after I was there, probably about 3 or 4, I think, could be a little longer, I woke up one night and the lights were on in the room. And I said to the nurses, "What's going on? Why are we awake? I thought we were supposed to be asleep." And she said, "Go back to sleep, Barbara." She said, "We're just taking Clara." And I looked over and I said, "Why is she covered up?" And the nurse said to me, "Clara died." And they took her out of the room, and I got hysterical thinking, well, they were going to take me next. Because if she was there and she died, I guess my turn would come.
The situation in the world today with tuberculosis, I think, has everyone who's aware of it just terribly anxious and frustrated. It is calculated that there are approximately 9 million new cases per year, I said for America, our case rate's around 4. Globally, it's around 150 per 100,000. And in parts of the world, it's over 1,000, 2,000, 5,000 per 100,000. And it's being driven by AIDS, and drug resistance is exploding in areas. There was just a report from WHO, the World Health Organization, where they sampled parts of the world, and drug-resistant TB is just taking off like a rocket.